Hi guys, it's now 7 weeks until the WBFF World Fitness Model Championships in Toronto, Canada. I'm back at Powerhouse, here to train back. I'll see you inside. First exercise is a couple of warm-up sets on a wide overhand lat pull down, just to get some blood pumped into the back and get everything warmed up nicely before moving on to the heavier exercises. Right, so as you saw, not too heavyweight and I'm not going slow either. It's a warm-up, so that's maybe a third of what I would normally lift for a heavier work set. And what I'm really focusing on here is muscle activation. By that I'm working the lats, squeezing them in, and if you're female, think of the way your bra strap is. You're trying to squeeze the lat muscles in on that area. And if you have a training partner, a really cool tip that I found out is to have them hold 2 fingers in between your shoulder blades. And when you pull that lat bar down to about chin level or the upper chest, really try and squeeze in on those fingers with the back muscles. That will really activate those lats with this exercise. Right, warm-up's done, 2 sets on there. Moving on to weighted chin-ups. One of the reasons they're so tiring, even though it's 25 pounds compared to the 200 something I lift on a weight stack, is I'm having to move a lot more muscles to get that weight up there. Also, I'm taking a wider grip, taking the straps wider grip and a full range of motion, allowing my body to come all the way down, and then using every muscle fiber in my back to be able to contract and pull me back up. So a lot harder than it looks with a much smaller weight. But for my goal of contest prep, it really helps define and bring out that muscular separation in the back. I think on the next set, I'll stick with the same weight, but then do a drop set, take the belt off, and rep out as many as I can do just my normal body weight. Even though I said earlier, I'm staying away from some of the heavier compound movements, I'm still going to do this one for my inner back because while I'm dieting, I still want to maintain maximum glycogen retention in my muscles to keep full. Hence, the fewer carbohydrates I'm eating are going directly into the muscle cell, and any extra volume that I'm doing or workload, especially with cardio, is extra fat burns up. So if you're dieting but want to keep as much muscle mass, lift heavy, even if it's every now and again, and consume the bulk of your carbohydrates, about 40% of your day's worth if they're pretty low, after training. So first work set, V-bar. I love this exercise for really thickening out that inner part of the back. Alright, let's get some more weight on there, so pushing it up. Short but sweet. I want to keep things tight. I'm only in the gym for about 40 minutes per workout now. Plus cardio in the morning or even a little bit late at night. But I'll shoot a separate video about cardio and abs. Alright, next exercise. You may have noticed that I'm switching between exercises for wide overhand lifts or rows and then closer narrow, focusing on more my lats and width and the inner grip exercises, a little bit more on thickness and inner back development, just to get a varied workout instead of always focusing on lats and width. Now, it's important on a stage that when you're going through the turns, and again, I'll do another video if you're interested showing some of the poses for male fitness model, because they are different from bodybuilding. It's important that I have good rounded muscular development from every angle, not just look good from my front, turn to the side and back, and suddenly my back looks like it's on a different person. So when you're training competition or no competition, I feel it's important to get overall body development, and that includes training your legs. Okay, another wide overhand grip on this one. And I'm using the straps just so my hands don't fatigue and I can really focus on squeezing my upper and inner back. Again, keeping the body as stable and as fixed as I can, and working my muscles in the exercise around that position. Back's really starting to tighten up. I can always feel that when my vest gets tighter around my chest. It's a good sign that I'm possibly doing the exercise right. Time to overload. Not too heavy. It really did push me to my training intensity and beyond. So I'm really struggling to get my heart rate back down. But this is the zone that I need to be at, especially in the final 5 weeks before I start those 1 or 2 weeks left of final preparation for the show. Okay, one more exercise left. After this one, switching back to a close grip to focus more on my inner back. Now, I normally stick with that D-bar, or what I was using on the B-bar rows, to do my close grip seated cable row. But now I'm switching over to use 2 separate handles. So I feel I get greater muscle contraction when I'm holding the handle separately, and I have to work each muscle independently rather than using a single bar or grip. give it a try, especially if you've hit a plateau with your current training. Switch over and use 2 different handles. Even though it's attached to the same cable, you find it gives you a different feeling when really squeezing back, as though you're pretty much holding 2 handles separately. Another benefit that gives me is because I have 2 separate handles on there, I have a slight rotation that I'm able to do on my wrist, so that when I pull it in, the little fingers rotate inwards, which shifts the emphasis of the weight more towards my lower section of the lats. Also a good way to switch up your final work set if you're doing a drop set. So a couple more sets, take the weights up, and then that's the end of my back workout. Back home to refuel. I'm writing it down on a piece of towel paper here. That's because I left my workout book at home. And I still want to record all of my training weights, days, reps, sets, everything I can, so that I can enter that into my training book and look back when it comes to that next workout and at least try and better 1 or 2 things to enable my body to have to progress. That's just for here. I'd like to know what days I've trained, what I've trained, what my best lifts were, so I can look back in years to come or when I do another competition and see how that compares. So it's a reference point for me. Plus, it means I can enter it all into my training blog, which you'll find at robertriches.com, and click on blog. Back workout done. I've given it pretty much everything I've got energy-wise and focus and commitment for this workout. Things are definitely getting harder. I leave the gym feeling depleted, like I've had a much longer workout. But for me, I know that just shows me that I'm going down the right track. 7 weeks from now, hopefully, I'll be on that stage in the best shape of my life. And it'll be my 21st competition, so who knows what can happen. Only time can tell. WBFF World Fitness Model Championships, Toronto, Canada, August 27th. I hope you can be there. If not, I'm going to film as much as I can so you can watch it in the following days after. Alright, for information about my diet, my nutrition, my daily food intake, what I'm doing with my carbs, everything, even my past 4 weeks of training, you can find that all at robertriches.com. It's free to go to, and click on blog, nutrition, and you can find everything you need to know. If you have any more questions, find me on the official Robert Riches Facebook group. I'll see you back here next time when I'll be training something, legs, chest. If you have any suggestions, hit me up, and whichever gets the most votes, I'll try and film for you. I'll see you soon, take care.